$10. Okay, you are on an empty wallet budget and you want to build a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. So I'm going to be featuring a few decks that you can build for only $10. The first deck on the list is a beast actor. Yeah, bro, these guys went to Hollywood, and trust me, it's not only acting, they know how to lay the smackdown. This deck is an OTK, blank second. You want to play this deck blank second to clear your opponent board, and trust me, this deck OTKs consistently and crazily. Breaks board masters. You have cards like Lava Golem, because the deck doesn't need to special summon. As you can see, doesn't need to normal summon, sorry. It's a pendulum based deck, so Lava Golem can work quite well in them. You are also playing some of the kaijus, some of the kaijus. And what I love about this is there is a strategy. When you give the opponent a monster, you can easily snatch that monster from them with some of the inbuilt cards in the deck. So trust me, giving your opponent Lava Golem, it just ends it just ends the career. It's scoop phase all day. It's not like, hey bro, you give me a free K beat monster. Nah bro, I'm just borrowing you this to break your board, and I'm taking it back quite easily. So as you can see, the deck has a lot of board breakers, and also being nice, the pendulum deck, it can pendulum summon the big monsters, especially you getting your superstar to the field. Superstar basically gets you a card that says destroy all cards your opponent control. Yeah, I know, it's quite crazy. The combos are not linear. However, yeah, if you just take a few minutes, you learn them, you build this for $10, you have a nice strategy. And what I love about going second decks is the fact that you don't really care about certain cards like the Fuara, Fulalos, and the Mulchami. These cards, the wannabe maxis, because basically your opponent will have an established board and you just breaking into that board. So yeah, trust me, this is quite a very effective strategy for only $10. I do have some videos on the channel if you want to see the deck in action to have an understanding of how it plays. You can check it out. You can definitely check it out. Ninjas, oh my god, for $10 you can play ninjas. Check my boy. I'm destroying things. My boy Mindzen, bro, this guy is such an aura farmer Mindzen. Oh my god, this card is the heart of the deck. What I love about ninjas, I know you've seen this is a fusion monster and thinking like, yeah, you gotta play polymerization, what? Nah, all these monsters are summoned via contact fusion. Basically what I mean by contact fusion, once you have the requirements on the field, you just send them to the graveyard. Doesn't matter if they face up, face down, sideways, legs split, open, you just send them to the graveyard, and you special summon the fusion monsters. And this is one of the fusion monsters you want to have in the field, because when your opponent activate any card, you can special summon one of your ninja monsters from the deck. And sometimes what you're gonna go to your Geo, the Gravity Ninja. When this card is special summon, it puts 2 cards face down on the field. These cards it plays face down cannot flip, bro. The deck is all about putting cards face down, ass up. Yeah, you get, yeah, I know. Let's not talk about that. Yeah, basically, yeah. So yeah, this is what the deck wants to do. That's why Bukamon is so powerful in the deck, because when you get a card face down on the field, you now can take advantage of one of your ninjutsu cards, which is ninjutsu or the dancing leaf. This card, when activated, you can either target one I almost said zombie, one ninja monster, or one face down monster on the field, which means it can be your opponent's face down monster, and you can special summon a ninja monster from the deck. Yeah, so basically, like I said, you want to put opponent monsters face down. This is why you're gonna see the Karma Cannon here, Booker Moon, all these cards put cards face down, and you just utilize the opponent's resources as your own, and all these cards can return back to your hand, and you can just use them all over. Amazon also allows you to OTK. Yes, one of the big advantages the deck has, or let's say the win factor, the win con, is all ninjas can attack direct when this guy's on the field. So trust me, you can easily swamp multiple ninjas on the field and then attack the opponent direct. So the opponent might have a very strong board, but yeah, there are some plays that just allow you to display over here, attacking them directly. Like, yeah, I don't even care about your monsters, bro. I'm Steph Curry over here. Clash, clash. He's on fire. If you guys ever played Space Jam, I butchered the game name. NBA Jam. It's NBA Jam. Very old school game for the Super Nintendo. Yeah, okay, I'm showing my edge here. Damn it. Let's take it easy. All right, yeah. So this is the ninja strategy. I'm not going super in depth, but basically this is how the deck plays. It searches a lot, it puts cards face down, it has some negations in there, you know, especially your guy Mitsu, well, your guy, a fine chick. Yeah, I think she got a big booty. Yeah, I know. Let's not watch this. Yeah, this card is one of the cards that allow you to negate the effect of monsters. This one is a quick play fusion, which you can fusion into your interrupter, your armor ninja. When this card is fusion summon, you can actually special summon, sorry, or flip. You can banish one other ninja monster or ninja art from your hand, graveyard, target one card on the field, and you banish it. Yeah, so this is your interrupter. this card is quite nice. The deck has it built in its own link monster which searches your trap. Well, then search it sets your trap. So draw, yeah, we care about draw. And we set our trap or whatnot. Yeah, the deck, trust me, this for $10, the deck does so much. I've featured this deck on the channel also. So if you wanted some little, you know, some understanding of what the deck does, then you can check out these videos. Next, we have Phantom Knights. The Phantom Knights of Tonscale. This card used to be expensive as can be. Oh my goodness. But this deck is an exit deck. Basically, you want to be spamming your level freeze to the field so you can exit to go up into your boss monster. So the end board of this deck is ending on Rusty Badish with one of these monsters. So you can actually go into your rank up and bring in your Appaloosa to the field. Appaloosa is no longer in the game. However, once you have your Dark Requiem with multiple exceed materials, you can keep negating your opponent multiple times during their turn. So basically, this is how the deck fares. It wants to do some popping and multiple negations during your opponent's turn, and then during your turn now, you are going to bring your second box monster, your Arc Rebellion XYZ Dragon. This card basically negates all cards on the field and then takes everybody attack. It's like a little Goku fight. Give me your power, and has everybody attack, which chances are might be it depends on what cards on the board, but this card gets as high as 100,000 attack points. I'm just joking. About 10,000, 9,000, and then you punch your opponent for game. So yeah, so you're abusing your level freeze. It gives that little burning the beast vibe. So you can actually, as you can see, there are some burning the beast in there because you just want to special summon rank freeze, go into some exceeds, go into some links, and then you out resource the opponent, clear the board, negate the effects, and then you win the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Next $10 deck we have is Vendread. Vendread is a ritual-based zombie deck, which is very much different. Yeah, this is one of the very rare decks Konami created that has an engine or playstyle that is a little different than everything else. It doesn't follow the normal trend of Yu-Gi-Oh! So these cards basically, one, they float. You special summon in the field. When they send to the graveyard, they float. They return something else to the field while giving you a double switch. Like, so it plus like crazy. The deck also have the bureau proof combos because early on onto your combos you can get your Battle Lord on the field and then call a type you want to negate, and the opponent is unable to activate the effect. Most times you're going to call monster, so you don't care about Nibiru, and then you're going to combo off like crazy. But what's special about this deck is when you ritual summon a monster, based on which of these monsters you use, the Vendread monsters you use, you tend to get a secondary effect for your ritual monster. For instance, if you were to use the Hound, you get the effect, and this will be a quick effect for your ritual monster, where you are able to target one spell trap your opponent control and banish it. So in most times, the plan is to have a ritual monster with multiple effects on the field so you can utilize them during your opponent's turn. And like I said, they float, so they're all super spicy, but most times what you want to end on is your executor. This card basically says your opponent cannot target anything, and you're gonna have 2 to 3 effects activated in this. So it also has quick effect during your opponent's turn, which is crazy. The deck recently got the Dark Necromancer. This one card brings you in full circle into your Vendread cards, your Vendread combos, and you can go crazy. What I like about this deck is, though it may be a ritual based deck, if you go extensively in the combos, your end board won't look like a ritual based or even a zombie based deck. It's just all over the place. I've not featured this deck on the channel, so I can't say I'm gonna show you guys any example of how it plays, but there's a lot of material going on the internet, so you can definitely check it out. But you can build this deck for $10, which gets you a crazy zombie deck that is super consistent, super combotatious. Yes, combos a lot, I'm telling you. So it's a deck you want to give a try. Very spicy, so much fun, and it does so much for that $10 price range. Oh my god, this deck used to be like one of the best decks back in the time. This deck has been one of the best decks ever, and it's right here on this list for $10, guys. We're watching a deck that has won some of the best PS events, I think, if I remember correctly. You can build a virtual world deck for only $10. This deck is super spicy, and this deck is also another very particular play style it has that Konami has not introduced. So basically, you can special summon all these type of monsters from your hand by showing a virtual monster on the field. Then you get to special summon and you get to dump one to the graveyard. So yeah, the play style is quite different. This deck is very banish oriented, so the graveyard and you are going to be quite good friends, because the boss monster the deck has is a walking Macrocosmos, which is always a great card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Outside of Malice, nothing wants to get negated now, so you get your Shen on the field. Everything is getting banished when it's sent to the graveyard. Any card from the field to the grave is banished instead, which is very nice. This is a 2800 monster that you can special summon if it's in the graveyard. It also has the effect when it's attacking, you get to utilize such on your banished card, return them back to the graveyard, which is a big plus. It just shows that the engine even plays into its banished trope. But that is super great. The deck has some spicy extra deck monsters like this one. Cannot be destroyed by battle effect, while you have two monsters with the same or more monsters in the graveyard with the same original type and attribute, basically, which is that entire deck. So you have a 2400 monster your opponent cannot do anything with. And it also has an effect where you can target one monster in the field and send it to the graveyard. You can banish two monsters from your graveyard, the same attribute type and attribute, and you can send one target on the field to the graveyard, which is nice. Like I said, it's a spot removal, which is quite nice. The deck also have access to the crystal wing beast, which is a monster negation, with access to emergency teleport, which is one of the best cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it can easily get you your starters to the field. And then you have your interrupters, which is in the trap card, and also this card, which is also an interruption card. I'm just saying that for $10, the deck is quite great. I've not featured this deck on the channel also, but there's a lot of material on the internet you can definitely check out to see how the deck plays and how the deck feels. But all these decks are for only $10, guys. So you're coming into Yu-Gi-Oh! You don't want to spend much, but you want an okay deck, then these are cards you can definitely try. If your budget is a little higher, I have featured cards for decks for 15, 20, and 25. If you guys making any online purchases, feel free to check out Trading Card Mint, where you guys can use my code YBD7 to receive 7% discount. Thank you, guys.